Hi, everyone. Welcome to 2014. Happy New Year, the year of the Chariot Horse of Achievement. I'm James Wanless, Captain Pick a Card on the great voyage we call life. And so we're ready now for a new year, 2014. And a lot of us think of maybe making a resolution. And I'll tell you, if there's ever a year to make a resolution, it is this year. It's interesting. I say that because when I look at 2014 or 13 or 12 or whatever, you kind of look, because I'm involved a little bit in the esoteric sciences, I like to look at some of the signs, some of the symbols that might represent that year. And they can give indications. And I'll tell you, this is the year of achievement, 2014, because of the signs that we see that are here. And the first sign that I like to look at is a little just straight kind of numerology thing of adding the numbers 2014 together. That equals 7. So 2014 is the year of 7. And here we have 7. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Lots of sevens because it's a 7-year, adds up to 7. And 7 is a particularly propitious number. It's sometimes called the lucky number. And why is that? Actually, if you go back to the ancient biblical times, God made heaven and earth in 7 days. How about that? Achieved perfection. And on the seventh day, the Sabbath, the seventh-day Sabbath, the rest day from the perfection of the creation of making heaven and earth. So that was an incredible sign of achievement. And then I like to look at 7 from another of different points of view. One thing is that there's 7 days of the week, right? There are 7 so-called chakras inside of us, according to Hindu philosophy and psychology. There's 7 colors of the rainbow, of the rays of light coming to us. The 7 colors of 7 is a really extraordinary number, and it does represent a perfection, a completion. But that doesn't just happen out of luck. It happens out of effort. It happens out of vision. It happens out of action. It happens by achieving. And that's what this year is all about. And then I look at the ancient tarot. And the tarot is the number 7 card. And the 7 card, every tarot deck in the major cards has a number 7. And in the tarot, it is called the Chariot. And here is a symbol from my deck called Voyager Tarot, the Charioteer. Now, the Charioteer, this character, is going places and doing things. This is not Voyeur Tarot. This is Voyager Tarot. These are people who make a difference and do stuff and achieve. This is not a Sunday driver, this charioteer. This is a person with a vision, with a goal, with a destination, and going after it, and not just kind of driving around, but very, very focused on that. Now, it's interesting when you look at this particular charioteer. This is from Delphi, the ancient oracle of Greece, and it's still there. It's a large bronze sculpture. And I've been there many, many times, and it's one of the most sacred places that I know on earth for me because, it's the chariot place. And here is actually, I'm looking for this, here is actually the classic, it's a large bronze figure, the Greek charioteer, called the Charioteer. Beautiful, beautiful bronze. And what's so cool about this charioteer is that he was made to commemorate a victory by one of the great charioteers of ancient Greece. So again, a symbol of achievement, of victory, like the Tarot charioteer is a symbol of achievement, going places and getting places, achieving. So we have some very, very wonderful, wonderful symbols here. And actually, let me ask you this. Do you know your number? Do you know your life number? I happen to add up to the number 7 So I am a chariot type. I am a 7 type. I am an achiever type. So this is my special year, 2014. But it might be your special year. In any event, it's special for everybody because it is the year of achievement. Now, how do you figure out your life card? Cool. Or your life number, let's say. It's a simple numerology thing of adding your birth date info up. So here's an example. This is actually my birth date info. But what you do is, you can all do this, is add your day of birth and add your day of birth to your month of birth. I'm 22 of April, 22/4 equals 26. And then add your, that number up to the year of your birth. Mine is 1943. I guess I'm an old guy. I don't know about that. But anyway, so I add 26 to 1943, and that adds up to 25. 25. And what we're trying to do is reduce this to a single digit. So remember, I got to 25 because I added 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5 to equal 25. So then we want the single digit, so then you add 2 plus 5, and that equals 7. That is my birth date numbers, and they all add up to 7, and yours might too. But all numbers are good numbers. Everybody here, everybody who's listening and watching this is going to have a number of 1 through 9, single-digit numbers. So maybe this is your really, really, really lucky year, the 7 year. But what's interesting also about 7 and also about signs, the esoteric sciences about any phenomenon in life, is Chinese astrology. What's the animal for the Chinese New Year? Well, it is the horse. The horse, the horse, the horse. Now, who pull the charioteer and the chariot in the old world? Horses, hence horse power. And these are actually great horses from, from antiquity. They're not the actual horses that carried the charioteer in the Temple of Delphi today, but they're the 4 horses here. And as we will talk about in part 2 of this 2014 year of achievement, Chariot Horse Achievement, I'll be talking a lot more about the 4 horses, the 4 powers that we have within ourselves. And so think about the horse. Now, what about the horse? Symbolically powerful animal. I mean, symbolic of our own power. Whether you're a horse person or a sheep person or a rat person or whatever, we all have the full zodiac. We have all the zoo within us, the menagerie called me. So we all have horsepower within us. And the horse represents that part of us that is a force of nature, but that wants to run and run free. To run free, run your own race, but win your race. But what is your race? That's really the question. And horses are workers. I mean, they love to run and work and effort and sweat and victor, to achieve. So 2014, the year of the horse in Chinese astrology. So again, back to 7 and the chariot and the charioteer and the number 7 of perfection in our life. It is another great symbol of winning, of victory, of great achievement that we have here. And what's so very interesting about 7, even though we call it lucky 7, and I got to tell you, I work in the counseling and psychology esoteric field of what I call fortune creation. Fortune creation is not just letting things happen, whatever. Things do happen, but we opportunize whatever happens, any event. The idea is to make our own luck by being proactive, being like the horse, going after it, being like the chariot, going after it, being like God is going to say, okay, we're going to make this beautiful heaven and earth called life that we experience here. So it takes a vision and a sense of let's go do it and not wait around passively and hoping, oh, I hope I win the lottery or I hope I'm lucky. None of that kind of stuff. Let's make it happen. That's the number 7 chariot horse way of doing things. And what's very cool, also going back to that ancient Greek charioteer in Delphi, is the bronze figure. Here's again the charioteer. It's about it's 6, 7, 8 feet tall. I've been there, several times, and he's holding. There's 4 horses in front of him in the chariot, but running the show here is the reins that are in the hands of the charioteer. And here's a beautiful picture from that Delphi statue of the hand taking the reins of the 4 horses, the 4 powers that are within our self. And that symbolizes for us in this 2014 year, it's the year to take the reins. Come on, take the reins of your life. Harness your 4 horses, your powers here, and go after your finishing line, the goal, the destination that you've set out for yourself. So what we're talking about here is not a passive approach to 2014. It's really taking the reins of your life. Now, the first thing to really do about that, though, is to have a vision. I mean, literally a vision, your third eye, of what is it, what perfection, what goal, what quest am I on for 2014? What is my resolution for the year? And this is the year to have that. And I have several decks, actually. One deck called Voyager Tarot, which you saw the chariot from, and another deck from the sustain cards. And sustain cards are about nature and animals. And here's one of my cards, the horse card, one of the cards in the sustain yourself cards. And again, the horse, and the horse runs free. Yeah, you can run with the group. Absolutely. We all need our tribe, but we all need to run our own way, our own path, our own race, if you will. But horses just often don't just run to run. They're running to the water, or to the food, or to the finish line. And here I have a picture in the Sustain Yourself cards of the stars. And here are these figures, kind of abstract figures, looking up at the stars. So the idea is to have a vision, a goal in your mind's eye that you can see, and harness your powers, your chariot horse, and let's really go for it. So it's not a year of just waiting and hoping that something happens. Again, it's a proactive thing. But what we do need is kind of what I would call a self-coaching process. I mean, we could pay fortunes for other coaches and all these other people out there, but then we're kind of dependent upon them. The idea is be dependent upon yourself and follow your own inner authority. And so what we need is a tool or tools that we can follow, a roadmap of life, if you will. Yes, okay, now I have this goal. Now, how do I get there? I need a roadmap. We don't have many roadmaps. And what we're going to do in part 2 of this video is I'm going to show you as oracles, particularly the Voyager Tarot, as a great roadmap to achieve your goals. And we're going to create a reading called the Steering Wheel, and it will show you harnessing your 4 horse powers within yourself to steer yourself to victory, to the achievement of your goal for 2014. So you've got the fundamentals here, what we're talking about for 2014. And in the second part of this video, we will go into the more specifics of how to coach yourself through this Voyager Tarot tool. Hey, it promises to be a really fantastic adventure. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Okay, stay tuned. Part